Okay. Good afternoon. So, currently, I am on a, well, first of all, today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, the 6th. Is it the 6th? Yeah, I think it's the 6th. So, going off of what happened yesterday, just basically picking up from yesterday, I am on my way to open up my business account. I had a few things that I needed to do this morning. Got up, I was able to meditate. Finally got a chance to just get outside where my little grass area is, where I stay. And I'm just so grateful where I stay. My gosh, like, with me tapping into this spiritual journey, being in an atmosphere where it's filled with trees, grass, vegetation, greenery, I lucked out with this one. And since I've been changing my perspective, I have been looking at so many different things in such an optimistic way. Like, even though I've been pretty much optimistic, I would say it's like my optimism is on 10, you know? So anyway, I feel so refreshed. Definitely refreshed, because I was able to just kind of sit with my thoughts. The bugs were a bit pesty, and I know with doing it more often, hopefully I'll grow out of it, because that's what I've heard. Like, some people who say they enjoy nature, you know, once you're out there, it really doesn't affect you, I would assume, as much. But I've never been a creepy crawler person, so hopefully I can grow into appreciating, you know, life. And it's not that I don't appreciate insects and life like that. They just look really, really creepy to me. And I mean, I respect it, because I'll do a whole nother video on, like, just my whole realization on this spiritual journey with bugs and how it's literally connected with, yeah, anyway, focus, Crystal. So, besides the insects, I felt, oh, he just cruising. So besides the insects, it was a very refreshing experience, just getting outside, sitting. I took my yoga mat out in this, we have like a really large, we have actually a pretty big grassy area where I stay, and then on another side. And it was just really nice to just sit and listen. So I took my yoga mat out, and I also took my book, Think Like a Monk. That's what I'm back reading now. I already started it, but I'm picking back up where I left off, because I had to take a break, and then I started to read Live Free by Devon Franklin. So I finished Live Free, and now I'm revisiting where I left off, which is, I mean, honestly, at the right time. I started the book all over again, but I was like, no, let me pick up where I left off, because, like, literally the things that I'm thinking about now, and the things that are coming into play, the things that are happening, it's literally like divinity. It's all things divinity right now. So I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up where I left off, and by God, it's talking about Dharma. And I'm like, finding out what my purpose is, and just the whole meaning surrounded around Dharma. Like, that's the chapter that I'm in right now. So that's what I'm focused on now. But yeah, so I feel really, really good. So I was able to read that chapter this morning, just a little bit of it, but that's where I'm at now. So feeling good. So I'm about to go in, open up my business account, and get some information, all things concerning my business, and move forward from there. So wish me luck. To see where I am. So, your girl just dated another milestone right now, okay? So basically what I have in my, I feel so naked without my bracelet and my rings. Okay, yeah, so your girl just dated another milestone. So basically inside of my notes, I have just a list of things that I am wanting to do and how I want to basically structure my business. And of course the things that you need to do to get your business in compliance. So I had all of those titles listed on my notes on the notes app. And then right next to what I had, of course, I had what I needed to do, and then I have the dates of the day that I did it. Of course, I had to kind of backtrack because some of the things that I had gotten, I received it before I actually started this milestone journey. And my goodness, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. It wasn't until I actually started seeing it, then I started to be more proactive with what it was that I was doing. Meaning, I'm not exempt. If anything, I'm getting attacked more based on what I'm doing and just my reasoning behind it. So I would get discouraged. I would get so discouraged as I'm doing certain things because my credit had been dropping based on a family investment that I thought was going to be good, and it turned out not to be so good. So I had to take the bulk of, basically I had to take the L for the team. And so I was getting discouraged with that. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be able to apply for business credit. I'm not going to be able to apply for a loan. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do that. And it was so frustrating. And I would just not do anything else. I wouldn't do anything else. I would be upset and just kind of in my feelings with the whole thing. So, they sent me a text. And so, I wasn't really keeping track. It was just kind of like, okay, if I feel up to it this next day, then I'll do it. But I was really allowing my emotions and how I was feeling to keep me stagnant. So it wasn't until, I want to say, this folder came. So this folder came with my business. And once that folder came and I started to see, I don't know what it was. It's like you have all of this in your head. You have it. So why did it take you to see it for you to actually get your butt in gear? And I don't know. I'm going to have to see what's the reasoning behind it. But when they say, it said, whether you're looking at it from a religious standpoint or just a universal standpoint of write the vision, make it known. It says that, I think in the Bible, write your vision, make it plain, or something like that. And then in just daily therapy and coping skills, they'll tell you to journal, release it. You have to see it. Sometimes when you see it on paper and you see your vision, basically you're seeing it come to life. And you just look at things different. And for me, because experience has been the best teacher, I spoke about that in another video. I guess you could say I'm hard-headed because some things I do learn by listening to other people's experience, and then what they tell, what they've learned from knocking their head against the wall. I I will take that in as well. I'm like, okay, that's definitely something that I don't want to do. I'd rather not bump my head in this situation, so I'm gonna hear you. But in some cases, I've allowed myself to bump my head a few times, and so with that being said, I'm like, I don't know. But for some reason now, I definitely understand when people say, write it out, journal, write it out, write out your emotions, write out your feelings, get it up, get it out. Don't allow it to just sit and be within. Write the vision, make it plain, make it known, be specific. Since I've been jotting down the dates, I've been coming up with different things to add to my business. And I'm like, wow, I'm glad I was able to think of that. And I don't know if that would have came to me, those thoughts would have came to me had I not jotted down my little thoughts in my little notepad. Or even my sister got me a vision. That's also what helped me get my butt in gear as well, is my sister got me a personalized vision journal, and it's basically been my accountability partner. And shout out to my sister Courtly. If you are not following her, follow her at Hair, Skin, and the Journey Within if you want some insight on dealing with eczema and just your hair journey, all things difficulties dealing with the skin and the hair. She has a podcast out that is amazing. But anyway, yeah, so she got me a vision journal, and that's been my accountability. That's been my accountability partner as well, along with, you know, my sister. But anyway, just looking at it, I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, you need to be jotting some things down in here. But if I don't bring my journal with me, or I don't get an opportunity to write in it at night, or have some downtime throughout my day, I'll just jot it down in my phone, in my little notes, and then of course go back and write it in my journal. But it's something about, and this worked for me, it is something about seeing it, and it has been so beneficial. It has been so inspiring for me. And I'm like, girl, you are really doing this. From the month this started, which was in March, was when I finally filled out my application with LegalZoom to get the process rolling. Of course, because of like the backup, they were telling me that it was going to be some time before they sent over my information to the Secretary of State. And I had even purchased the rush order, the package. So I'm just like, I'm gonna need y'all to run me back my little monies, my monies. But anyway, perspective, so it doesn't even matter. Or it might have taken longer had I not. Anyway, so literally from March 22nd, June 1st to July has been pivotal moments in my life where I've just been writing, jotting things down, and business is like pretty much complete within 3 months. Yeah, because we're in July, but I started everything at the end of March. And I'm thinking to myself, like, girl, you are a single mother. You work full time. You do have, my job is, you know, I do have a little bit more leniency, but I'm like, girl, you are a single mother. You work full time. You've just started this business. You are picking up doing things on your own. You are literally, like, nothing has been handed to me. Like, I've had some assistance, and little by little, as I think my family and those who are in my circle are starting to see my dedication and my consistency with this whole thing, the trust is being reestablished. And it's not to say that like I'm upset. I totally understand, because one of my favorite sayings is trust is the easiest to lose and the hardest to gain. And the fact that I was able to regain trust after so many times of missing the mark and making, you feel, just whoever I'm encountering, make the feeling of being leery, like you really want to support and help at times, but it's just like, okay, you have to show me responsibility. You have to show me that I can trust you. You have to show me these things. And for a very long time, I was not showing that. So I take full accountability for not having the support the way I would have liked it. But again, everything happens, for a reason within the amount of time that it's needed to happen. It's all about the process. And this process has been strengthening me beyond my wildest imagination. And I can't even, because I don't know. This is literally faith walking, faith based. I have no words. And I'm just grateful, right now, because things are definitely turning around for me. So anyway, let me make this quick. So right now I'm on my way to pick up my little beauty bug. I was not able to do any grocery shopping because my meeting with opening up my business account ran a little bit over, because they were short staffed and just all things short staffed. We had a couple people working, and then the employee had to take their lunch so they wouldn't go over. So anyway, I was there longer than expected. And also, it was a very, very nice, I know I said I was going to hurry up and wrap this video up, but I have to share this. So I'm talking to the representative who's helping me open up my my business account. And she, of course, was asking questions, holding small talk when she learned of my business. And I told her what I wanted to do. And I told her, body sculpting. And she was saying, why did I decide to go into body sculpting? And so I basically told her my reasoning behind wanting to do body sculpting. And she was just like, when I explained it to her the way that I did, she was very impressed. I guess because she had a friend who was doing body sculpting as well. And she said she didn't last long with doing it at all. And I, of course, attribute that to her not having a passion, her not operating in her dharma, that being something that was not for her. But she was saying that of course she went into something else that's kind of geared around body sculpting, still dealing with health and offering a service. But she was just amazed at how I broke it down and why I'm going into body sculpting. And she was like, wow, she knew her friend went into it for I guess whatever reason. Most people go into certain things because of they want financial stability, so they're working in different fields, and it's not the field for them. And in this case, it was that was the reason. But it really made me feel like wow, you just gave your pitch. You have to, it's perspective. God is still training me, even right now. Because when I am interviewed, because my business is going to take off. I'm speaking that right now into the atmosphere. My business is going to take off. My business is going to be great. My business is going to be a multi-billion dollar company. My business is going to be worldwide. Yeah. These are going to be the interview questions that I am actually being prepped for. And I literally thought about that, and I had thanked her, and she was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about it like that. And again, it's your perspective. And that's why I am so happy about being on this journey, because it's just being able to interact with individuals on a daily. And like I said, and that's not to say that every interaction is going to be like that, because I've had horrible interactions, I've had muted interactions, I've had one-sided interactions, but to know that there are people who you can impact, lives that you can impact, and perspectives that you can change just based on how you yourself are viewing certain things. And that's what it's about. Impacting, being an impact, being the light, showing individuals that things are not always what they appear to be. And just because you got dealt a bad hand, or I don't even want to say a bad hand, just because you got dealt a less, what do I want to say, desirable hand, it doesn't mean that you can't do anything with it. It doesn't mean that you're not going to win the game still, or you're not going to overcome the challenge. And for me, that's life. For me, that's why I am doing what I'm doing. Yes, I would want to go into this business knowing that I'm going to make a nice chunk of change, to where this poverty mindset and limited living is no longer a part of my life. Yes. But because I know I'm going into this for my reason, I have peace with it. I haven't even started my training yet. I don't even know, because I can look at it outside, and this is what kind of discouraged me in the beginning. I'm just like, oh my gosh, do I really want to be bent over somebody, on a table all day? Do I really want to be, doing this? And even with my hand, sometimes my hand, I feel like a little strained. Of course, not speaking carpal tunnel or anything like that, but I'm like, if this is what you want to go into, and then you're no longer able to do it, then what? Then what? And so I do have those thoughts, but literally, since I've been on this journey, everything has been falling into place. There's been, some yin and some yang episodes, of course, because that's life. But when I say that things have been falling into place, what are y'all doing? What's going on? When I say things have been falling into place, there hasn't been any major opposition that's posing to be rejection for my protection. And because I'm still seeking on a daily God's guidance and wisdom and discernment, and even for those that I'm going to be partners with, I'm praying to be equally yoked with those individuals, because I don't want to be in business or a partnership with anyone who is not in alignment, first with self and then with what's going on collectively together. Like it's a whole. I don't want to connect with anyone that is not on a self-healing journey and who has the same morals and values that I do. Not to say that you have to have everything exactly like me, but we have to be like-minded in at least, I would say 100% of the 100%. We're not leaving no room for chance and disruption, because that's all the enemy needs. That negative energy. That's all that negative energy needs to start creating issues and wreaking havoc in what God has designed. But again, just like a marriage, what God has brought together, let no man put asunder, or whatever it is. I feel that same way about my business. What God has put together, let nothing separate it. It's relationship. And that's what I'm going to apply to this situation. Same concept, different scenario. So anyway, I felt really good about just the feedback that I received and knowing that I was able to impact her. And so I'm just grateful. I'm so grateful that, this is where I am right now. This is what is to come and moving forward. And I'm so proud of myself. Like, this is unreal. So like literally my next step is working on building my credit so I can work on establishing a line of credit, getting my training and all that paid for so I can literally start my business. And my little beauty bug. Hey little kiddos, yes, I see you. BRB.